What's up? We back. We back, y'all. We back. Dang, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. We back, y'all. Another broadcast. Hold on. I'm not even looking at the right. Looking at the right thing. Okay. I ain't talked to y'all in so long. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad because I've let my podcast go to the wayside. But this one needed a lot of time. This one was a long time coming. But it did not need to take that long for me to do this. Dang. A lot's been happening. So y'all probably hear my dog in the background. I'm probably gonna take him out halfway through this video, but whatever. We cool for right now. So man, before I get to what the topic is, I'm gonna give you a little bit of context. A lot has happened in the world. A lot of people out here talking reckless, and it's leading me to get a little bit more active. People been talking so online. People be talking reckless. I know some people are venting, but this is just crazy. Some of the misinformation and stuff being said online. I took a policy of not paying attention to Instagram. I mean, what other people say on Instagram, I would get on. Y'all always see me post. I post everything. I post everything what related to my music and stuff. And I might, post articles and politics stuff, or at least I did on Facebook. But I backed up off that, doing that. The first year after college, I was like, I'm not going to go. I don't want to be stating my opinions 24/7 online, writing these long paragraphs. So I'm taking a step back from that. People are probably already lost friends. I probably already done kind of turned some people off because you don't gotta state your opinion for everything. Not everything, because it's wild. But anyway, I've changed my philosophy. Now I got to get active again because because of so much of the slander and misinformation, specifically what we're going to talk about in this video, specifically as it relates to race. I just see, and I think it's because, even though I don't get it, it's not like Elon Musk took over Twitter and there was free reign for speech. The people are allowed to say anything. Like, they literally can get away with saying racist stuff online now. And I don't see any accountability. I don't see any type of violations on people's accounts. They're allowed to say anything. But it feels like this just isn't Twitter. It definitely feels like there is no accountability for some of the stuff that's said on Instagram. People can get away with saying racist stuff on Facebook, and people can get away with saying stuff on TikTok, and a lot of it is de facto racism. So this in turn caused me to say, it's 2024. I'm not going to allow y'all to continue to just slander black folks online anymore. So you see me active in these comments a lot. Matter of fact, I personally went out of my way to follow Fox News, The Daily Caller, Youth for America, Young Americans Foundation, or whatever you call it, YAF, Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, what's this guy named DC Drano, and the Prager University crowd, Candace Owens. I follow all of them, right? Because this is the source of some of the anti-black racist slander. And then also too, the slander of black men by people in our community, specifically a lot of, I don't want to just throw it on black women, but you hear that slander because you hear slander from black men and black men too on black men. But some of the slander that's coming from like them comment sections on the Shade Room, and It's On Site, and Baller Alert, and the Griot. I mean, like, yo, it's just getting way out of hand. Okay. And I get people are venting what happened in their lives, but some of the stuff is just crazy the amount of hatred, wild stereotypes, and false claims that are being made and are just allowed to be pervasive with no accountability. Instagram ain't flagging some of these folks. They could just say whatever they want about certain demographics. So I'm popping back up online and refuting a lot of these comments. If you see my comment online, nigga, just know it's action. We in war. So the topic of this video today is one that is going to drive this home. The topic is, what is mayonnaise supremacy? Mayonnaise supremacy. What is mayonnaise supremacy? I'll define it first so you guys aren't lost. But you will definitely see me use mayonnaise 1,000 times in the comment section if I feel as if somebody is purposefully being racist or hateful to black people, to black men, or regurgitating a white supremacist talking point, anti-black, anti-racist talking point, or anti-black racist talking point. So mayonnaise supremacy is just what it sounds like. It's literally white supremacy, white racism in soft form, in plain, simple, basic, nasty, slimy form in the open. Mayonnaise, you put too much mayonnaise on your sandwich, it's disgusting. Too much mayonnaise is bad. Damn it. We can have a little bit of mayonnaise, but too much of it is bad. Where's my... I need some... I don't know. Sorry, I need to get the... I always tune up with the chapstick. I don't have it over here. Oh, damn it. I'm going to have to lick my lips. All right. So mayonnaise is bad. And you see a lot of this. Now that we're not in the era of lynchings anymore, where people could just go out and kill a random black person and set them on fire and hang them on a tree. We're not in the era of colored or segregation, where they can have like signs saying no coloreds here, no, this is a white person's water fountain. We're not in these blatantly racist eras anymore. Now this stuff is all subtle, and it's not even, I can't even say, a couple years ago during the Obama era, I would have said, or right before the Obama era, I would have said racism is discreet. It's not discreet anymore. That's why mayonnaise is such applicable, because everybody sees mayonnaise. It's in front of you. It's literally soft racism. That's literally in the open. It's not hiding anymore, because ever since Trump came into office, these people are very opinionated. They popping out. But it's almost like it's not so extreme. You could call it out, but it's almost like not the extreme enough to counter it. It's not extreme enough to give them harsh consequences for it. You can't arrest somebody for having a racist opinion that's soft. Sorry about that. If somebody... If somebody basically... If kids are arguing, black kids are arguing, and a white kid or a non-black or Indian kid or Latino, because they don't just be white kids that are saying racist stuff in the comments. If black kids are arguing on a video and then somebody in the comments says welfare activity, or you know what I'm saying, or welfare kids, ghetto birds or something like that, and they're talking about those black kids in the comments, it forced me to be a little bit more witty with those responses than to just say something racist back, which is good, because I don't want to say racist stuff back. I don't want y'all saying racist stuff back. I don't want you stooping to their level. However, I do want you to respond, and I want y'all to make it very clear and plain. So, for example, one dude had on like his profile had a little Trump flag. I actually had an open profile, pictures of all this Confederacy stuff and, pro Kyle Rittenhouse. And some of the stuff I'm seeing is just, a lot of conservative propaganda and stuff and a lot of racist stuff, like pictures of those black caricatures, which is, I still don't get till this day they can have those black racist caricatures. The one with the black face and big lips. They got stuff like that on their page. And I kind of use his tactics and the word mayonnaise, my favorite word, to respond to his comments. I'm saying, hey, he says the 13% always committing the 1350. That's what they use. They use the 1350 myth. You'll see that a lot online. Pay attention, y'all. You'll see that a lot online, where they'll say 13% of the population, blacks, is committing 50% of the crimes, which is absolutely incorrect. That's a false stat. Now, the stat that they're actually taking that from is actually 13% of the population, blacks, committing 52 or 53% of the murders in the United States, according to the FBI crime statistics, which is true according to that statistics, but those stats are still even wrong, because one, you'll see me say this in the comments a lot. One, black Americans don't make up 13% of the population. That's a common misconception. It's flawed. It's a lie. They say it, the population census says it themselves, that black Americans are undercounted on the census 3 to 5%. So we make up closer. On a lot of their reports, they say blacks are between 13 and 16%, but we're undercounted 3 to 5%. We probably make up closer to 20%, and I personally believe it kind of gets into the conspiracy era, but I don't want to go down that alley. I think we're closer to 25%, but just so y'all know, black Americans probably make up between 18 to 23% of the United States, or 20 to 25% of the United States, okay? We don't make up 13%. That's a lie. 2, 53% of the murders, those FBI crime statistics are based on arrest. So it's saying 53% of the arrests for murder have been black, which is true, according to their stats. However, what they don't tell you is that black Americans get arrested falsely more so than any other group, which is why we have the highest exoneration rates. We make up 60% of the exoneration rates. For those that don't know, that means when they falsely accuse you of a crime and that crime is nixed or expunged, or like basically they accept that they falsely arrested somebody and they renege and take away that charge. We make up 60% of those. We also, white Americans get away with more crime than any other group. Basically, when you talk about people like all the people y'all see on TV and Netflix, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, Bernie Madoff, the guy who was stealing millions of dollars for 20, 30, 40 years. We usually don't find out about those guys. Ed Buck, we don't find out about those guys for years after they've been committing crimes. They go completely under the radar. The Wolf on Wall Street guy, Tom Bedford. A lot of white criminals don't have the same surveillance that black people have. So it's easier for them to evade being charged for their crime for a long periods of time, while black people who are surveilled and over policed every day, of course they're going to get arrested more because the police are looking at them. And then lastly, why that statistic is more than likely inaccurate, is because of what I just said, the police involved. Police departments don't do a good job of reporting their stats. Matter of fact, that's why the Department of Justice has had to do thorough investigations of the police departments all over the United States because there's instances of withholding information. There's instances of inaccurate reporting. There's instances of police have algorithms to profile certain areas as more crime filled than other areas. Specifically, profile black neighborhoods. It's the same structure and function of redlining, where black neighborhoods are noted to be, on paper by them, to be more crime filled, and white neighborhoods would be the less crime filled. There's a number of inaccurate readings that go into these reports, and corruption that prevents these reports from being reliable, and it gets used for our national data, for the FBI crime stats, for the national the Census Bureau stats, for all these places. There's tons of margins of error, which a lot of the reports, the agencies and the think tanks of the reports say at the bottom. Y'all gotta pay attention. Look at, for every chart that you see and every data table that you see, there's always an asterisk, and then there's like a small readings of, there's small words right under the chart saying this is where we got this data from, this is the sample size, this is the margin of error. They have stuff like that all the time under these reports, so you got to pay attention to. I read those reports. I read the small lines. The white supremacists are not. The mayonnaise supremacists are not. So back to the topic. So when people get online and they're regurgitating a lot of these mayonnaise talking points, I automatically call them out. Let's call it what it is. Automatically, if it looks like it's racist and it sounds like they're being indirectly hateful towards blacks, I always start with mayonnaise comment. I always start with mayonnaise talking point. Hold on, let me take this dog out. So now, mayonnaise, to do away with any misconception, is not just talking about white people. The majority of mayonnaise is coming from the white community on black, but it's not just about white people. Candace Owens is black. She regurgitates a bunch of mayonnaise talking points. She's mayonnaise central. She wakes up every morning and drinks a jar of mayonnaise, okay? She's chocolate, the queen, chocolate queen of mayonnaise. Chocolate mayonnaise herself. People who aren't white, even black people, minorities repeat mayonnaise talking points all the time. Patrick Bet-David was debating with Roland Martin. I don't know if you guys know who that is. It's a Democratic black political commentator. And Patrick Bet-David, a guy who has a podcast, was saying that Roland Martin sees himself as a victim because Roland Martin was telling him about redlining and how black people were forcefully devalued in their home appraisals, and basically a lot of discriminatory practices cast on black people. And PBD said it was all BS. Mayonnaise. These are mayonnaise talking points when you point to somebody who's being victimized and you say, you're a victim. You see yourself as a victim. You got to get rid of that victim mentality, and that's the only way it's going to help your people. That's a mayonnaise talking point. You'll see that a lot from these white supremacists online. Mayonnaise supremacists online. We are in a constant state now more than ever where people can slander people with racist ideologies and anecdotes with no. I'm like looking at some of these comments that I see online. They're so indirectly racist, but the comment, the message hits that it's like it looks like straight up blatant racism. I'll give you an example. There was a fight. I think Charlie Mayonnaise Kirk posted this. There was a fight where a black girl was fighting another black girl, and one black